In this video, I'm going to be giving you some tips, tricks and a few techniques thrown in for pricing your course. Now you'd think that pricing a course is a pretty straightforward process, and it is really, well kind of. There's a few little things that can make a difference, in fact a huge difference, as you're going to find out. You see, what a lot of people do when it comes to pricing, the first thing they do is they look at what others are doing. They'll look at their competitors to see what they're charging for a similar course. This is a really bad idea. There's a couple of things wrong with doing this. First, you've no idea what the objective of your competitor is. They may be pricing to, say, build an audience. They could have priced their course to fill up a subscription model. They could be running a low-priced offer on the front end and then making their money up on an upsell on the back end. So unless you know the full story behind the price point, you're likely going to be misguided if you do this. And secondly, if your competitors have priced it wrong, and a lot of them do, you're also going to be pricing your course wrong. So following others is not a smart move. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at how you should be pricing your course without looking at anybody else, without paying attention to what anyone else is doing. And if you stick with me on this, you'll end up making more money, which I guess is what you want. Now, before we jump in and we start learning all about the secrets to pricing your course, I just want to remind you to click the thumbs up button if you like this lesson, of course. And if you want to hear more from me, hit the subscribe button. Oh, and click the little bell too. Don't forget to click the bell so you get notifications when I release new content. Anyway, let's get to it. First, let's just generalize. The price you charge, it pretty much defines the audience you're going to attract. And you likely know that. I mean, that's common sense. Lower priced products they attract less engaged customers. Higher priced products attract customers who are more motivated, more likely to take action and get results, which stands to reason. The first point I want to make is you should price your course so that it's in alignment with your long-term business goals. Now, what I mean by that is you should price your product to attract a customer, the right type of customer, and not just price it to make a single sale. It's like playing chess. To be successful, you've got to be thinking a few moves ahead of the game. You want to be thinking long term. When it comes to pricing, there are a few things that you've got to consider to arrive at the right price. Now, I'm assuming here that you're new and you don't have much of an existing audience, because when you do, when you've built up trust and authority with your audience, you can charge far more. Your conversion rates are going to be far higher, and you just don't have to put in the same effort to get results. When you have a strong audience, the rules, they don't apply. In fact, you can pretty much make up your own pricing rules. But I'm assuming you're watching this video because you don't have a big audience, or you're not making as much money as you should be. So let's fix that. We'll start with what I call the pricing pillars. There's 3 of them. The first pillar is conversion rate. In other words, what percentage of customers who enter your sales funnel actually end up buying? The lower your price point, the higher the conversion rate, generally speaking. The minute you ask a customer to click a link, fill in details, give you money, you create friction and your conversion rate, it drops. I mean, even giving stuff away, you've still got friction. They've got to fill in a form. They've got to trust that you're not going to sell the information. That's friction. Every action creates friction. The next pillar, the next point of consideration is effort. The amount of effort you've got to put into creating the course, supporting the course, and of course, promoting the course. And lastly, we've got reach. In other words, how many people, taking into account our conversion rate, do we have to reach for you to earn whatever it is you want to earn? Let's assume you wanted to make, say, 20 grand. You wanted to make 20 grand from a course and you're selling it for $10. Let's just start super cheap. Say it's like an ebook or a simple video. To make 20 grand, you've now got to sell like 2,000 courses. That's a lot. But we've not even factored in conversion rate yet. Assuming we could manage, say, 5%, which at this price point is achievable. But you've now got to get 40,000 people into your funnel to make 20 grand. Let's do some math so we can visualize it, so we can see how it plays out in the real world. We've got our target, which is to earn 20 grand. Our price point is just $10. So to make 20 grand, we need to sell 2,000 courses. But then we've got to factor in the conversion rate, which, if you remember, is how many people who enter the sales funnel actually end up buying. And like we said, the price is low, so let's go for 5%. On conversion rates, my tests have shown this is an achievable conversion rate at this kind of price point. So that gives us 40,000. We've now got to find 40,000 interested customers to make 20 grand. That's a lot. But what I've not even factored in yet is the costs of how we're actually going to get in front of 40,000 people. How much would it cost to run ads to get 40,000 clicks? This would be a real uphill battle. In fact, it would be insane. My guess is, even if you're lucky, it's going to cost you at least 50 grand in ad spend. So at best, you're going to lose 30 grand. The only upside here is we don't need much effort. Creating and supporting a $10 course, it's pretty quick to create and support. And your refund rates, they're going to be pretty low. Now there's another thing, refund rates. Refund rates are something that everybody forgets about when they're pricing. But in the real world, refunds are very real. The refund rate on a low price course like this is going to be really, really low. So long as your customers, they learn something, they're not likely going to ask for a refund. Personally, unless you've got an exterior motive like, say, list building or testing the market for whatever reason, selling at this price point is not going to be a long-term solution to generating income. So let's up the game a little. Let's talk about charging, say, $100, and let's see how this price plays out using the same scenario. Now, of course, you wouldn't charge exactly $100. You'd use a psychological price point, something like, say, $97. But because I'm rubbish at doing math in my head, to make the math easy for me, let's just round it to $100. So, same as before, you want to make 20 grand. We've got our 20 grand target and the price of our course is $100. So doing the math, that now means we only need to sell like 200 courses. That's a lot better. It's starting to look a little more achievable. But your conversion rate, that's now going to decrease. When you up the price, you lower the conversion rate. By increasing the price to the $100 mark, you're likely going to be getting about a 2.5% conversion rate. So that now means we've got to get 8,000 people into the funnel. But that's still looking far better than the $10 price point. As for the effort of creating and supporting a course at $100 price point, it's still pretty easy. And you're going to have some refunds, but sub $100, it's normally quite low, unless of course your course is shockingly bad, in which case you need to fix it, otherwise you've got zero chance of selling to your customers again. So, at the $100 price point, we've got an achievable conversion, with just a little more effort, but not that much. It's looking promising. So let's just slow down and look at what's happened between $10 and the $100 price points. When we move from $10 to $100, we 10x the price. But we only halved our conversion rate and we've increased the amount of effort required by about 3 times the amount. So from a commercial point of view, we're far better off at $100 than we were at 10. So let's now crank it up. Let's go big ticket and run the numbers on a course at, say, 2 grand. Now at this price, at 2 grand a pop, we only need 10 people. That's it. Only 10 people have to buy from you for you to hit your target. Now remember, and this is an important point, I'm factoring in that you don't have a really warm audience here. To get a decent conversion rate at 2 grand a pop, your audience has got to be smoking hot. You've got to have a really warm audience. When you run an offer at 2 grand and you don't have a big audience that you've nurtured over time, you're going to be way down on your conversion rate. Typically, you're now at about 0.1%. That's 1 in 1,000. Having a warm targeted audience makes a massive difference when you do big ticket pricing. So that means with a cold audience, you've now got to get 10,000 people into your sales funnel to make 20 grand. That's twice as many as at the $100 price. Let's now talk about the effort required to create this 2 grand course. This isn't something that you can do in a week. A big ticket course, it takes time and it's likely something that you're not going to be able to do on your own either. You're going to need a team. You've got to know what you're doing, how to run ad campaigns, create graphics, write copy, run email sequences. And even then, it's hard. And it's even harder when you don't have an audience that are primed, ready to buy. The amount of effort here is huge. And your refund rates are also going to be far higher. When you're getting started, the last thing you want is a lot of high-value chargebacks. Your payment provider is going to get very upset with you. Now, as we've gone through these examples, you'll have noticed that as you increase your price, your conversion rate, it doesn't follow the same trajectory. If you look at this rough chart here, we've got our price points here at the bottom, and we've got $10 ranging all the way through to $2,000. And on the left-hand side of this chart, we've got our conversion rates. Now you'll notice, as the price increases, the conversion rate drops. That's the orange line you see. But you'll also notice it's not uniformed. At certain price points, there's a significant change, a drop in conversion rates. Once we get to the $1,000 price, the curve really drops. The conversion rate, once we get towards that $1,000 price, it pretty much falls off a cliff, as you'd expect. Let's now throw effort into the equation. If we overlay effort, the effort required to create content for these price points, again you'll see it's not equal. This leads to the question, what's the price point that requires the least amount of effort to get maximum results? Well, over the years I've sold hundreds and thousands of courses, and the price point I found that requires the least amount of effort with the optimal conversion rate in relation to the amount of revenue you make is between $147 and $197. The conversion rate at this price point is typically about 2.2%, which isn't that much different than the $100 price point, but you make twice the amount of money. Sure, it does take a little bit more effort, but the refund rates are still pretty low. So let's wrap up with a conclusion. The big takeaway here is think long term. It's really important to build an audience and engage with them. The more you build the all-important know, like and trust factor, the more you can charge while maintaining a decent conversion rate. That should be your long-term plan. But short-term, when you're just getting started, an engaged audience is not a luxury you probably have. And I'm guessing you don't have a big team behind you to build all the moving parts for a high-ticket offer. So when you're just getting started and you don't have an audience, if you want to maximise your profits with the minimum amount of effort, you need to be playing in that sweet spot. You want to be aiming for $100 to $200, gain some experience, get some revenue, and build your customer base, your list. I truly believe that your first couple of courses, they should be like a launch pad just to get you started, to give you a foundation. I promise you, if you get your pricing right on your early courses, when you do move into your bigger, more complex courses, your chances of succeeding, they're going to be pretty good. You'll have an audience ready to buy, an audience you know are happy to pay, an audience who you've built trust with. Doing this, you're going to have a far higher conversion rate. So, there we go. Now, if you like this lesson, you may want to know that I run a Facebook group just for course creators, so why not join and get tips, tricks and techniques daily? I'll put a link below. Anyway, I really hope that you found this video useful. If you did, hit the like button. I'd also really like to have your comments and questions so you know what to do. Let me know down below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you know when I've released more content to help you create courses. So there we go. Until next time, bye for now.